It is confirmed that accused number 3 was in possession of this device on the 26th of October 2014.
Wait.
On the day
he was at the peak of his career. Who did not like that?
Is this just
I'll say it was a hit.
Where is the mastermind
of a person? This witness talks about the locality of a device. Mr. House, Colonel House, is that correct?
That's correct, my lord.
That's it. So
but we are talking about the accused
otherwise,
number
this
3.
court is Mickey Mouse court.
No, my lord, no. The court must not dig its own way of finding the person. No.
In any criminal trial, facts are sacred. Evidence must speak, lawyers must question, and the judge must listen. But what happens when the judge doesn't listen? Just like the clip that we just heard, he interrupts, he corrects, he dominates. So tonight, members of the Court of Public Opinion, we examine an encounter that didn't just test the cell phone data, it tested the boundary of judicial conduct. This revolves around accused 3 cell phone records, and we all know that it places him in Johannesburg CBD when Meyiwa was killed. And that's where his cell phone records places him. And the late advocate Mngomezulu is doing what a defense lawyers are trained to do, to poke holes, poke holes. And then Judge Rata just steps in just to disturb his line of questioning. But let's listen to this clip just to give us a breakdown of what really happened. Oh, wait, advocate. Wait, here's your chance now. Let them know.
It is confirmed that accused number 3 was in possession of this device on the 26th of October 2014.
Where?
On the day of... My lord, may I just...
No.
I don't want to leave the gates.
No, Mr. Mngomezulu, please.
I started, my lord.
The court must be placed in a position to understand. Because this witness, wait. This witness doesn't talk about locality of a person. This witness talks about the locality of a device. Mr. House, Colonel House, is that correct?
That's correct, my lord.
That's it. So
but we are talking about the accused number 3.
This court is Mickey Mouse court.
No, my lord, no. The court must not dig its own way of finding the person. No.
Members of the Court of Public Opinion, I am not a lawyer, but to many who are watching just like me, whether legally trained or not, you can see that interference is not even helping the judge, but it exposes him. Because why? The gadget, the device is not on trial, but a person is. Okay. This is the core principle that the late advocate Mngomezulu was defending actually. A cell phone cannot pull a trigger, a SIM card cannot commit a murder, and a tower cannot enter a house. So the accused person is on trial, not the phone. And yes, accused 3 owns the phone. Yes, he confirmed it was with him around that time of the murder. But ownership does not equal to guilt. Possession does not equal to presence at the crime scene. And that is exactly what Advocate Mngomezulu is saying. The court should not dig its own way in finding the person, because that is the state burden, not the court. That is the state burden, not the judge. Okay. And even the judge acknowledges a very crucial legal truth, and he's not even aware. He's saying the analyst confirmed the locality of the device, not the person. Okay. And that admission, he's not even aware that it's helping the defense, because Advocate Mngomezulu's questioning was leading to this logical gap. If the phone was in CBD, if you are speculating that the device was only in CBD and the man was not in CBD, then the state must still prove the accused was physically there, as Mgomezulu is saying. He confirmed that the phone was with him in CBD. And if you say only the phone was there, you still need to prove that he was. You still need to place him in Vosloorus at the spaza shop. Okay. That is the gap that is called reasonable doubt. But let us take a lesson further to the unmatched brilliance of the late Advocate Mgomezulu. Just take a listen to this and let me know what you think on the comment section below.
I'm saying there's evidence here. GG.
Yeah.
It talks about accused number 3. The instruction the request that was made to Mr. House was in relation to 5 accused. Accused number 3 is one of them. And my instruction, when I cross-examined Mr. House yesterday, I started at 7 in the morning. Yes, in page 10, until the 30th of October. There's no other accused person that I'm talking about.
No.
I'm talking about
but listen, I was in this court. This witness never confirmed the presence of accused number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He confirms the presence of a number. Am I correct?
My lord, this is a section 205 is on the number.
Please,
of the IMA of the number where the number was in that area.
The number, not the person.
The device, my lord.
May I request the court?
That's not me saying that, it's him saying that.
May I request the court not to be impatient? May I request the court to be patient and listen
I'm very patient.
No, my lord, I disagree with you. I don't want to fight and dialogue with you.
Okay.
My concern is that just now, to correct that accused number 3, I'm putting to this witness now that from 8 o'clock, I'm specific now, from 8 minutes past 8, according to these records, he was in possession of the cell phone.
Okay, fine.
Until the 30th. I'm being specific.
Yes.
I don't talk about other days prior. Now I'm putting to you, Mr. Host, accused number 3. I put it as a fact now. You can disagree with me. I put it as a fact that on the 8th, on the 26th of October 2014, at 8 minutes past 8, as with reference to page 10 of Exhibit GG, he was in possession of that device. I put it as a fact now.
Can't comment on it, my lord.
Okay.
But you also tell to
You know, this was a magical moment. This was not a small moment. When host says, I cannot confirm, my lord, then judge knows that he was defeated. Him and the state were defeated. You know, his interruption was perfectly placed. He knew what he was doing, and it was a strategy to derail Advocate Mgomezulu's line of thought. Because he knows that cross-examination is a process. He knows that lawyers often build context, then land the conclusion. So hence he jumped before Advocate Mgomezulu can finish. You know, Advocate Mgomezulu was not yet finished because he was still leading the witness and the court to the distinction between the device location and the human presence. That's why host cannot confirm that. He cannot confirm when he said, I put it to you. Because you know what? If the state wants to convict a man, the state must prove that the man was there at Vosloorus Spaza House, not that his phone existed somewhere nearby, or you know. And when the judge interrupts that distinction, the court risks confusing technology with truth. So, members of the Court of Public Opinion, tonight we are not asking you, to free someone. We're not asking you we're not asking anyone to convict anyone. We are asking a simple question. If the phone was in Johannesburg CBD and the crime was in Vosloorus, okay, who exactly is standing trial, the man or the assumption? Because courts are not built in convenience, they are built on proof. Judges must listen, lawyers must question, and evidence must stand on its own feet, not carried across the finish line. So until the state proves how a man in CBD committed a murder in Phosphorus, the doubt still remains. And in criminal law, doubt is not a weakness, it's a law. So this matter is now adjourned until the next video. Members, remember to like, subscribe, and share the video. And if you are still here, please drop a yellow heart for me to show that you watched till the end. Bye.